everyone, and welcome to Saturday Night's Racing. Thank you to Thermaltake for sponsoring it. We have tonight the both WEX Series and the ELMS Series here going around for Le Mans for our final round here in what I believe is Season 7, and it's going to be an absolute bit of chaos tonight. And I'm today joined by Brad Spark. Brad, how you doing?
I'm not doing too bad, guys, and certainly looking forward to it. All four classes on track tonight. It's certainly going to be chaos, and we are here for it as we take you through 90 minutes of racing action to wrap up your week. And currently in quali at the moment. Are we in quali? I just need to get a little bit of confirmation from our graphics guy. Ben is on the graphics tonight. So appreciate it, Ben. Thank you. As we start going through, and there's Neville actually on screen. We were having a chat about him just before we got on air tonight. Of course, one of the academy drivers.
Yeah, gotta love Chris Neville. I had a good chat with him in the past couple of weeks. We had the practice race on Monday night, and unfortunately, he got absolutely murdered on the first lap. It was quite a spectacle to see that firsthand, being behind him. But hopefully tonight he can make that change with that purple monster livery. So let's hope he's itching to go for something better than that. He's up with the big boys here in the GT3 cars in the WEX series. He's looking to make the move up. I believe Mitch Hedges as well, one of the academy drivers as well, looking to make the move up into the WEX series with the rest of the guys. So I'll be pretty keen to keep an eye on them tonight.
Now, I'd be remiss of me to mention that we are here bringing you to France tonight at Circuit de la South, I think is, or we'll just call it Le Mans. That might be just the perfect way to call it. It is 13.6 kilometers around the track. Now, we're having a chat off air. Tell me, Nathan, what's your best impression of doing French?
Brad, I can only say one thing in French, and it's...
Go on.
Je mange le pois, which means I eat the pear. So
worth it.
We're gonna scuff pronouncing some of these corners tonight. I can tell you that firsthand. We'll try our best, but yeah, it's Saturday night. We're here to have a bit of fun.
Absolutely. I was having a chat with the boys just before we got on, everyone, and I was having a go at some of the French pronunciation of some of the aspects of the track tonight around Le Mans, and I have to say, I don't think we're going to get it perfect tonight, but as long as we get a giggle out of it, I think we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've got 4 classes out tonight, so we'll have plenty of action ahead of us to gladly enjoy, which will be always great to see. It's not often we see the WEC and ELMS series combined. So we've got the hypercars, we've got the LMP2s, we've got the P3s and the GT3 cars. So four individual races going on tonight. It's going to be a bit of chaos, a lot of blue flags, but we're all here to see it.
Absolutely. On board at the moment with Lucas Keys. He's been making strides in these series as well, which has been good to see. But Daniel Benefield has been running away with the points at the moment. Kind of a far-out winner as I look at my points chart that they've sent the link through. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And making his way around now.
Yeah, so we all know Daniel Benefield, absolute alien in that hypercar this season, and he's gladly taken that top spot for the hypercars well and truly by 30 points this season. So he'd be... well, very happy with that win this season, but we've got to probably focus on some of the LMP2 and LMP3 cars. Good battle to watch out for tonight will probably be between Harry Lawrence and Shady Samuel, who I believe is also driving in the LMP3 tonight. They're very closely, just 8 points between them, so we'll definitely have to keep an eye out for those two tonight because they'll be 100% gunning for that top spot in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. It is all up for grabs as we bring you the final tonight. This is round 8, and we are certainly looking forward to bring you all the action. As Samuel there on screen, and then we've flicked to just getting through reading these names on LMU. It's something I just haven't grasped of, even though I've done LMU commentary about 3 times now, this is probably my third.
I
Still
think the
trying to
name
grasp.
you're looking for is Peter Papio, as we call him.
There
We
you
always
go.
call him Papio. Papio, we love him in the LMP2s, and you see him now just happily going down the Mulsanne Straight. So we're keen to see what kind of lap times he's putting out. We've already seen almost everyone head out for their first lap already. It is about a 3 to 4 minute lap time for everyone out tonight. So it'll be very, very well even, I reckon, across the grid. But we got to keep an eye on a couple of those drivers here. Obviously, Lucas Keys being one of those drivers, we already know him to be a bit of an alien in some of these cars, so definitely keep a good eye out for him tonight. I reckon we'll see him gunning in that pole position spot very shortly once he completes his lap.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's, I believe, a 100-minute race for us tonight, so there's plenty of action to be had and plenty of places to be lost and gained.
Absolutely. Stephen Ty now on your screen has been very strong. Actually, I thought last time I saw him, he had a bit of a spell. So good to see him back out on the track again tonight.
Yeah, I think I saw Stevie Ty actually in the commentary box. I think it was on Thursday night. It was something I've never normally seen before, but we always see him jumping around doing everything. He's already got a pretty good lap time sorted, currently taking the provisional pole spot on the grid at the moment, but we've still got just over 7.5 minutes left to qualify, so about two laps for these guys, 2 maybe 3 laps if they're lucky. As we see now, one of the Aston Martins, I can't quite see who that is, but now just Lewis taking the 3rd spot there, and as well as Lucas Keys also sitting there in the 2nd place. I reckon he might have just been setting a banker lap there because it looks like 3 green sectors for him, so he's just setting his banker lap so he can get his spot sorted on the grid and go to push harder.
Now, the Mulsanne Straight, historically known as the Uno Dares. There you go. That's my first hit of French tonight, folks. Watch out. The straight previously allowed cars to reach terrifying speeds of over 250 miles an hour, which equates to about 400 kilometers an hour in Australian terms. So that's pretty crazy. That's an interesting stat for you guys to put at the back of your heads.
Yeah, it's certainly some pretty high speeds going for a lot of these guys, especially coming to some of the braking zones. Obviously, chicane Daytona, chicane Michelin, for all these guys. And obviously, we see now Nathan Monk's coming to the end of there of the Mulsanne Straight. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name of that corner that he's going around. It's too hard for me. I'm already too drunk for this. But we already see Nathan Monk's
Saturday night, so you're allowed.
Yeah, happily going. I know much probably like everyone else tonight. It's a long weekend here in Australia. We're enjoying it the right way. We're enjoying some Woodstock tonight. We're going to have a good time and watch some racing. Plenty of action here for us tonight.
Absolutely. Talbot now on your screen, the Monster Energy livery of that Mustang. Been seeing a little bit of that as well, and has been doing fairly well in the GT3s.
Yeah, I believe Talbot's there possibly taking the championship tonight, but he'll have to have a pretty good result to make sure he has tonight. I think if he's lucky, he will take it, but he's got to be careful because he has Shan Lele there also gunning behind him for that top position tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And just not far behind them is Sean Jacobs and Layla Bell as well. Pretty much neck and neck for 5th and 6th on the championship points there.
Yeah, we're definitely set up perfectly for some very good racing tonight with a lot of championship battles going between the LMP2s to LMGT3s. So it's definitely going to be the one to watch tonight.
So the actual lap record here, we were talking about lap times and everything before, and Stephen Ty actually just done a 3:27, it looks like. So the lap record here, the actual lap record is about 3 minutes, 14 seconds.
Jeez, that's blistering fast.
Yeah.
I know I can't reach that. I'm happily stuck in my GT3 car. I've been fortunate enough to drive with Chris Neville and Mitch Hedges in the Academy series, but they're 100% definitely faster than me. But it's certainly a feat of effort just to get a pretty decent lap time around this track.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought I actually wasn't part of the Academy Series race. I took last week off when you guys were at Kalami, but I thought I got a pretty good result at where were we before that? Suzuka.
Yes. Oh, you missed out at Kalami this week, mate. I'll tell you that. It was an interesting race to certainly finish off.
That's what I like to hear.
For those that have been around in OOR, they probably recognise the "oh, it's a fucking car park" clip from a couple seasons ago, and we us Academy boys there at ACC certainly did a pretty good rendition of it. Poor Saxon Hayes was quite literally laughing into the microphone as he was calling a safety car for that race.
I'm sad I missed it now. Damn it. Good evening to Craig Dale on the YouTube stream tonight. Thanks, mate. Good to have you here. Looking again now at Daniel Benefield.
Once again in that top spot. I mean, who would have thought Daniel Benefield not being in the top spot?
Yeah, he's probably just going to run off on his own now. But, I mean, you're right. As you said before, it's probably good to look at these LMP2 and LMP3. I think that's where the action is going to be. And even going down to the GT3s as well, I think there's going to be some action. And, of course, as we mentioned, because having all four classes, I should say, on the track tonight, it's going to be like blue flag everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like those hypercars might just be playing Blue Flag Simulator, just weaving through traffic for most of the race. I know Daniel Benefield will probably see himself off into the future and just be enjoying nice 100 minutes of hot lapping tonight, but there's always a bit of room for chaos around Le Mans. We know the kind of track it is. Obviously, we've got the 24 Hours Le Mans coming up next week, so we're certainly prepared to get our sleep, try and get our sleep schedules in accordance to be able to watch all of that. I don't know about you watching, anyone that watched the Nürburgring 24 Hour, but I certainly lost quite a bit of sleep enjoying that spectacle. But thankfully, we've got a bit of a shorter one for everyone tonight, so it'll be certainly the one to watch.
Absolutely, but no shortage of action along with it as well. Still, Daniel Benefield on your screen now. And Stephen Ty probably not that far behind him, 4/100ths of a second.
Yeah, it's going to be... I reckon Stevie Ty could maybe give Benefield a bit of a run tonight, but I'm not too sure. He might have to just keep the pressure on Benefield and force him to defend at every single corner that he can. But I reckon if Stevie Ty makes one mistake, Benefield's just going to run away from him.
Yeah. Papa... that name there that you mentioned before, put down a 3:27. Samuels and LMP2 put down a 3:48, that looks like. And Talbot in the GT3s has put down a 3:57.
Jeez, that's alien times compared to me, mate. I don't know about you, but the best I can do is a 4:05.
I tell you what, I was just happy around Suzuka to get like a 2:12. I mean, I was just happy with that in the wet. I was just like, yep, good. Away you go.
Yeah, honestly, hats off to you, Brad. I was not planning on joining in that chaos that was a wet Suzuka. So I'm fine driving in the wet weather, but you add Suzuka into the mix, and I'll leave that to you guys. You have your fun there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in Japan. Japan's known for drifting. I feel like I would have just turned it into Formula Drift then.
I think Saxon would have had an issue with that at some point, but that's okay.
Oh, but if I haven't skewed anyone's race, I think I would have been fine.
No, it'd be fine.
I was watching his stream for that race, and it seemed pretty alright. There was a couple of incidents here and there, but it seemed like a pretty good race.
Bad. Yeah.
So it wasn't too bad. But as we come into the end of qualifying, as now everyone has crossed the line happily. Obviously, Daniel Benefield taking the top spot in the hypercars with Stevie Ty right alongside him there on the grid. Nathan Monks taking the top spot for the LMP2s with Papio right beside him, and Shady Samuels taking the top spot for the LMP3s. He's going to absolutely love that. And Talbot and Lele going to be taking the first and second spot for the GT3. So it's certainly going to be one to watch tonight. We've set ourselves up perfectly for a championship battle in tonight's race. And it's going to be an absolute wreckfest, I reckon, tonight.
Absolutely. Let's just highlight our academy drivers as well. Neville 7 seconds off the pace for the GT3s, and who else was with us?
I think it was Mitch Hedges, and he's happily sitting in P8 there with
Yeah.
just 2.5 seconds behind the Pulsar. So I imagine Chris probably didn't get the time he probably wanted out of it. I know he can be a fast driver, but
He can.
he's not always the most consistent. I know he's kind of
he's going to get you for that.
he's laughed about in the Academy series for being a bit of a torpedo, but somehow came out this season with very, very minimal penalty points, which is honestly surprising because my first season this year in Academy, I always thought, oh, I don't want to drive near Chris. He's a danger to everyone on track. I don't want to stay near him. And then you get to know him, and he's actually a very nice guy. They're British guy based in New Zealand. I don't know how the fuck that works. Don't want to know. I'm still not sure there because if anyone that knows rugby, England and New Zealand clearly butt heads quite a bit in rugby. So I think I might have to ask them a question of who he will actually support. But I think I know the answer already. So it's going to be an interesting one. But
He'll almost be like the UN sitting in that position, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Just keeping the pace.
I think so. He might just be keeping the peace between the All Blacks and England, but we all know the All Blacks in rugby are a force to be stopped. they're pretty good, but if I don't say myself, the only force that can probably stop them is good old South Africa and the Springboks. If I do say so myself, as a South African at heart, as we go to a replay of what I believe is Stevie Ty. I think he might have had a little bit of a hiccup there at the Mulsanne Straight.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Under him. Yeah.
That clearly ruined his possibly pole time there. It looks like, because obviously Daniel Benefield here coming around. I'm not too sure. I don't see the gaps, but it doesn't look like he had the greatest for Sector 1 and Sector 2 there. As we see, go back to Stevie Ty now, or just having another mishap there and going for a spin into the wall and turning into a Beyblade. That's unfortunate.
Just rolled him.
Yeah. As we see now, I see Nathan Monks, our current pole sitter, just bringing it in for the last lap. He's already got pole, and he's going to happily take that P1 spot. And obviously, Ellis now doing the same thing, trying to get that second faster, but we'll see how we go. Looks like it just took a little bit too much there of the curb in that first chicane there, coming into this last bit of corners before the straight. And see now he's crosses the line. I'm not too sure how well he does, and he goes P4th. So probably not the best performance for him in that Mustang. That BMW. But I know he can be a pretty competitive driver, so I'd be pretty keen to see him there causing a bit of disturbance for that championship title.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't mind the look of that livery as well, that Red Bull livery. I haven't seen that one before.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. But if it's from my short stint in iRacing, if it's anything to worry about, seeing a Red Bull livery out on track is certainly something you want to stay away from.
Yes.
But we all know Ellis. He's a beautiful driver, and he knows he's going to put up a pretty clean fight. So definitely be keeping an eye on him for this race to definitely probably just disrupt that championship battle between Elliot and Lele. So definitely keep an eye out for him, because I know even though the championship probably doesn't bother him as much, he still wants that win for GT3. So definitely keep an eye out for that.
Yep, absolutely. As cars make their way out on to the grid, as we start to populate it and we get ready to go racing for the final. So we got hypercars, we got LMP2 cars, we got LMP3 cars, plus GT3 cars, all out on circuit. And we are certainly looking forward to a whole heap of racing as myself and Nathan join you through this 90-minute race. So definitely looking forward. I'm just having a look at another weird fact about this track. The straight is notoriously dangerous, prompting organisers to add 2 chicanes in 1990 to break up the immense speed to keep drivers safe. So there you go. So it must be on that main straight. They put in the 2 chicanes.
Yeah, but I don't think in the great words of Jeremy Clarkson, speed is not the problem. Suddenly stopping is what kills people in accidents. So
Yes.
I feel like adding a chicane where people are like heavy on the brakes there, probably it might not have been the safest idea.
No, absolutely not. As cars start to do their warm-up lap.
I believe, bro, we have a short formation lap because we all know how long good old Le Mans is. So thankfully, these drivers don't have to stroll around for an entire lap.
No.
I'm sure that they would be bored to death before the race even starts if they had to do that.
Everything would get cold as well.
Oh, they'd get so cold. You'd see everyone weaving down the Mulsanne straight, putting very excessive wear onto their tires before the race even starts. It's going to be a bit of an interesting one. Certainly quite a bit of strategy for tonight, I believe. A lot of these hypercars will be expecting about 2 stops tonight. They could probably stretch it out if they fuel save a little bit more. Same for the LMP2s and the GT3s. But the GT3s, like, if they wanted to, they could probably fuel save quite heavily and maybe make it a 1-stop, but I don't think it's worth it. And the P3s will probably be able to do it in 1, but who knows, with some of these drivers, they might have taken a bit of a lighter fuel load to try and take a few more positions in the early stages of this race, try and just keep that weight down and just maybe push that a little bit more, maybe build that gap, and then they have all the room in the world to play for when they get to that stop.
I need to give a special mention to Cam Thistlethwaite. He is running the LMP3 cars, currently in position 4. He will start this race in.
Yeah. Oh, I love Cam. Been fortunate enough to commentate him with quite a few times, and obviously organise everything for us commentators. So definitely keep an eye out for him because he's a very, very good driver in the LMP3 cars. So definitely keep an eye out for him. I imagine he'll probably be gunning for a position like podium. Probably didn't also get the podium that he wanted, the position he wanted to for the start. But obviously we've got a 90-minute race ahead of us, so it'll be very interesting to watch. As we see now, the green flags go. So Daniel Benefield obviously cleanly off that first spot of the podium. Stevie Ty obviously right alongside him, just tucking in a little beside Lucas Keys there. Also tucking in as Benny Vintner just goes around the outside of him, keeping it nice and clean. Stevie Ty definitely showing no signs of wanting to give up. Vintner, obviously, they're sitting there on the inside of Lucas Keys and definitely getting the run out of he wanted. Obviously, Lucas Keys now heavily under pressure as well. As you see now going side by side through these first couple of corners at the start of the straight. I can't quite see who that is. I think that's Murphy there.
Murphy, yeah.
In that Porsche, definitely showing no signs of giving up against Lucas Keys. Definitely one of the men you want to beat on this track. Murphy getting a better run through that chicane. Obviously, as we go on the Mulsanne straight, Lucas Keys just having to sit behind him now and enjoy that happy slipstream.
Absolutely. Good start there from Benningfield. Got the start he wanted, skipped off down the road and away he went. Now let's have a look at the GT3 cars. Let's see how they started. Talbot looks like he got the jump on. Then Jacobs, then Laley is they're both fighting for position 2 and 3. Having a nice little tussle there. Laley looking like they wanted to go out and have a bit of a look, but decided not to. But still staying on the back of Jacobs. Coming down into that first chicane now. Then followed by Bell and Roz as well. Now let's have a look at the LMP2 cars now.
Yeah, there we go. Papio now heavily under pressure by Lawrence there. Sorry, not Lawrence. I believe that's someone else. Can't quite see the names of it at the moment, but Papio quite heavily under pressure. They're going through that first chicane. As you see, the GT3 is heavily under pressure here. I can't quite see the names. Those two, it looks like Ferrari and McLaren going side by side. One going off track. There, unfortunately, having to aggress that position there and just tuck in behind the Ferrari. Wanted to try and keep it side by side. I believe that's Rescar.
Rescar, yeah, I can just make that out. I just need to see who's in front of him. Oh, is that Rick here?
Oh, it's Rick and Rosser, sorry. Rosser, geez, I can't read these names too well. Obviously, Rosser in that purple McLaren of the skill issue team there happily. Currently, probably didn't want the outcome of that first chicane there down Mulsanne, which probably not what he's looking for, but he's probably just going to settle in now for the rest of the hour and a half that we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. He's chasing Ricky. I didn't get the last little bit of that name. Just got Ricky. So there we go. We'll move on. Let's have a look at the GT3 cars now. Laley is still got a little bit of a gap there to Jacobs now, but still hot on his heels. Just maybe culling back, just trying to get through this first lap.
Yeah, definitely probably trying to comb back a little bit as we see now. We go to a replay of what looks like the LMP3s now on their start, I believe. Bit of chaos. We already got 3 wide going across the line. That is certainly well sought after. As I'm not too sure who that is there, but going 2 side by side into the first corner. Praying that something clean comes out of it. Is now cut to the hypercars. It looks like Benny Vintner there in that Cadillac getting the best of the run. So certainly a bit of an interesting race start for a couple of these guys. Certainly a bit of chaos, which we were all very much looking for. We already knew there was going to be a bit of chaos here at Le Mans, and certainly it's been promised to us as we now cut to another replay of the cars before, I believe, the LMP3s. See going very much elbow to elbow through some of these corners, sitting there side by side. And we see have a bit of a concertina effect as one of the cars goes around only the exit and clipping one of the cars that just tried to avoid the action. It looks like he's a bit unfortunate. They're hitting the wall there head on, so that's certainly going to compromise him quite a bit for this race if he chooses to pit early. But he might be lucky in the fact, because I believe that was the LMP3s, and they can do one stop pretty much in this race. So that might have been his one stop there already, but it's probably way too early for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we apologise. We can't actually, I don't think we're able to show the name tags in replays at the moment. So I apologise for that. We'll just be guessing if we go into replays, unless we actually know it. So Murphy now on your screen. Lucas Keys chasing him. This has been a little battle, growing and growing. And I think Lucas is just pretty content at the moment. Although, having a bit of a look, goes down almost 2 by 2. Comes up beside him and almost gets the job done. Still 2 by 2. Murphy still alongside, but Keys looks like he will get the job done. And he does.
Yeah, but it looks like their little tussle has opened up the door for Johnson as we see him hot on their heels there of Murphy. This is turning into a 3-way battle now here in the hypercar. Murphy going down again on the outside through here at the end of Mulsanne chicane. Lucy's Keys definitely showing him absolutely no room to move. Murphy going wide there heavily on the curve, just clipping the gravel trap, and has opened the door for Johnson there to happily take the position and open the door for his attack here on Lucas Keys now. Johnson's happily sitting in the back of Lucas Keys. He's definitely going to take full advantage of that slipstream now as we come into the next sector corners of Village d'Indianapolis, as I believe you pronounce it now. Johnson now happily trying to have a look bit there on the outside. He's coming to tuck him back in behind Lucas Keys. Definitely had a look there, but he wasn't probably too sure what to do with it. Lucas Keys, nice and stable there through that heavy braking zone. And once again, holding happily there in the front as Johnson just settles in behind him, and Murphy just trying to regain that position he got lost from it.
Absolutely. Johnston just taking a back seat, just calming down a little bit. Keys still out in front. A little bit of action there. Let's go to the GT3 cars. And that's Parkin there on your screen. Currently sitting in 7th at the moment.
I don't know about you, but did I see an LMP3 go off in front of the GT3s there, just at the end of the
I didn't notice.
Courbe de Golf, I think is that straight to pronounce? I'm not too sure. Any French people in the chat can happily educate me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm Australian born with South African blood, so French is definitely not in my vocabulary. So please do educate me. I'm happy to learn. We're all here for it, as I believe we cut to Cam Thistlewaite here now, chasing one of the other LMP2 cars here. It looked like he just went a little bit wide there and has happily got the run on. He's hot on the heels. Just like he clipped the wall there now. It's cost him quite a bit. And there's a very, very sketchy zone. You're going to hold a lot of speed here and just try and keep the car stable. It's a very good spot to lose the car. Cam Thistlewaite goes wide. That is not going to do too well for him. I'm sure he definitely saw him make a mistake in front of me. He's gone, oh, here's my chance. And he's unfortunately just pushed it that little bit too hard.
Absolutely did. Coming in behind him now. and still retains 4th place at the moment. So he hasn't changed position, but still chasing hard. Had a nice little go. Stephen Ty now on your screen. And it looks like he's got a little bit of clear air in front of him. So Benningfield's obviously, well, look at that, a 4-second lead at the moment. So he's driven off down the road. So now let's look at Ventana. And he is chasing Stephen Ty now. These are the hypercars right out in front. It's only going to be a matter of time before these guys chase up to the GT3 cars at the back. Still a little bit of a gap there, but not too much. You can see him just slowly chipping away at that time.
Yeah, Benny Ventana, definitely keep an eye on his OC now.
I see, there you go. There's the lead. Just saw that.
The lead of Daniel Benefield, already 4 seconds ahead of Stevie Ty. So, obviously, Stevie Ty probably didn't get the best run that he wanted out of the first lap, and Daniel Benefield taking well advantage of that and just seeing himself off in the next season. Hats off to him.
Absolutely. Cam Thistlewade back now with him. And back to Rosser now, to the GT3 cars, which looks like he's about to come under attack by, I didn't get the name of that driver with Rosser.
It is Stefano Rasciuti. So we've got Rasciuti and Rossi here happily battling away. McLaren v Ferrari, British v Italian, happily down the main straight. Rasciuti probably getting the better of it because he's now in the slipstream of Rosser. Absolutely sniffing the rear end of the McLaren now. He moves to make that side-by-side move. He's definitely got the run. He's definitely got the speed. He's trying to push that Ferrari every little bit of we can as now we go into the next chicane.
Gets it.
Rasciuti happily taking that spot. I don't know if it was just Rosser maybe just stepping it back a little, knowing that there's still just over an hour and 28 minutes left in this race, and that is 100% a marathon, not a sprint. So he is once again on it, as obviously Rasciuti now hot on the back of Mitch Hedges. I'm sorry, not Rasciuti. I'm not too sure who that is. That is Ellis there. Hedges. Ellis happily sitting there alongside Mitch Hedges. Ellis definitely going to show no signs of giving up here as we go down the Mulsanne straight. This is what I believe is into Verger de la Masson as they're coming down a heavy braking zone. Mitch Hedges probably not getting the best out of one of it, and Jeremy Ellis
goes
taking
wide.
that position perfectly.
Absolutely. Ellis did well. Gets the job done.
Yeah, now it's cut to Ben Diabol's Curtis, heavily on the back of Cam Thistlewade. Thistlewade probably not getting the best run he's wanted out of these last couple of laps. Curtis definitely going to show any signs of giving up here. We know him, we've seen him quite a bit in the GT3 cars on the WEC. Now happily going side by side with Cameron. It looked like he had a little bit of a touch there. Obviously Cameron not showing any sign of giving up. Looks like he got the better end of that deal there. Coming through some of these very fast corners here. Looks like he's just gotten that better run there out of that slight contact there. He's been able to keep the car still and stable and just keep it going.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done well. Still on the heels of Cam Thistlewade. As he come on down, will he have another crack at him? Still plenty of opportunities left. As they come on down to start and finish straight. Incidentally, Nathan, you have been told in our chat that your French pronunciation has been spot on. So there you go.
Oh, there we go. That's a plus in my book. So I'll be honest.
So well done. Look at you go. So I'm going to leave all that technical jargon to you now, my friend.
Yeah,
you've just been endorsed.
I don't think you should leave it to me as we cut to a replay of an LMP2. I'm not quite too sure who that is. See now coming through chicanes. Oh, just losing the rear end. Oh, just sending it into the wall. That is not good for him there.
Oh, another one. This is Curtis.
Oh, Curtis, once again, hot in the heels of Cam Thistlewade there. Obviously, we know Diabol's there to not give up at all. I don't think give up's in many of our sim races vocabulary, unless you're Chris Neville. But Diabolls is definitely not aware of the word give up, as obviously he is hot on the heels of Cam there. He's going to try and do his absolute best through these chicanes and make up that gap perfectly. Just see Cam Thistleway going just a little bit wide, and that has opened the door of opportunity for Diabolls. Wide open for him, as we see him hot on the heels of Cam now. He's going to be using every little bit of that slipstream there now, as we see him having a look, trying to go side by side with Cam. He's definitely going to be pushing it. He's going to get those elbows out 100% here in these LMP3 cars and push Cam to the limit. As we see now coming into the last chicane here, getting the elbows out, a little bit of contact, even more contact. As we see Cam give his session, as we already see another one joining the battle here of, I'm not too sure who that is quite there, but he's definitely taking well advantage of the situation. He's side by side with Cam, hot on the heels of Diabolls, but he can't make anything out. As you see a little bit of gap forming. Cam now happily in the slipstream there. He's probably going to try and set up, but he's obviously got to see what happens in this battle here as we're going to the heavy braking zone. Does look like it's going to be a clean one as Diabolls takes it perfectly and takes that position.
Cam did well to hold himself, but he has dropped 2 positions in all of that. Curtis went through, and it looks like Gibbons. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yep, Gibbons. There you go.
Callum Gibbons taking well advantage of that situation there between Cam and Diabolls, but Cam is not giving up. He's making the move on Gibbons side by side. We'll see what happens. He takes the lead through from Gibbons. Gibbons looked like he might have braked a bit earlier because there's quite a big gap there, but obviously Cam is now hot on the heels of Diabolls. I'm not sure if he's going to make a bit of a lunge here. It looks like just a little bit, but he's getting pretty close. Probably didn't get the best exit that he wanted, and Diabolls is just going to keep going like they are, and Diabolls is going to happily take that advantage out of that sector there.
Absolutely. Gibbons was probably just a little bit taken back that Cam just went, no, I'm going to take this position back. Thank you very much. And a little bit of a gap has opened up there now. So all of that seems to have somewhat settled down now. These 3 gentlemen driving very nicely.
Yeah, this is arguably some of the best racing I've seen in some of these LMP2 cars. Been watching Cam for quite a while this season. I've been watching his streams. He's an absolute brilliant driver, and he's known not to give up and do the best he can every single time, and he's certainly proving it.
Go Gibbo. Yep, absolutely on the YouTube comments. Appreciate that. And yep, it's still better than F1. I do agree.
Well, I mean, anything's better than F1 at the moment. Have you seen the state of it?
Haven't been staying quite across it as I should be, but
yeah, I'm with you on that, Brad. It's certainly been a turn off. I was lucky enough to watch the Australian GP live, and that was quite a spectacle to watch. But these regulations are making it pretty hard to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. As we stay on board with Cam Thistleway, still opening up that gap from Gibbons. Looks like he's pretty safe at the moment, but now needs to start chasing down Curtis to regain that spot.
Yeah, certainly. And just a little bit of a side note, we already said, but Daniel Benefield is going to see himself hold for the future. He's now got a nearly 8-second gap to Stephen Ty.
Yeah.
At the moment. So
absolutely crazy.
It's just a hot lap simulation for him at this point. he can just enjoy himself. He's already got the championship in the hypercars. He's just off for on a Saturday night drive now at this point. He's probably got the tunes bumping in that headset of his and just enjoying tonight. He's having a drive.
Listening to? Do we know what music he's into?
If anyone knows what music he's into, please let us know. Because whatever it is, I might have to start listening if it makes me that good of a driver, to be honest. That might be the secret sauce, that Salt Bay sauce on the steak, that salt on the steak trick that just makes it perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Monk's now on your screen, having a look at him. He is part of the LMP2, leading that class at the moment. He's got about a 3-second gap back to Papio. Papio, thank you. I think you're going to be doing that all for the remaining hour and 22 minutes. Look at you go.
Oh, it's all right.
Lawrence now on your
It's all
screen.
right. I've had my moments of not pronouncing people's names as we know. I've pronounced Paul Brenner as Bruno and Paul Rob Underwood as Ryan Underwood. So you're not alone in that, mate. Don't you worry.
So Lawrence now, and then Talbot still leading the GT3 cars at the moment.
Yeah, Talbot just looking very, very stable in that Monster Energy Mustang. I don't want to curse and touch wood, but I reckon he'll happily see himself in that front spot for the rest of this night.
Absolutely. He's got a fair of a gap as well. I think about 3 seconds to his closest GT3 competitor. Let's have a look at Stephen Ty now. Of course, he's in second for the hypercars. Not even going to look at even Benningfield because he's out almost 9 seconds, 8 seconds in front. So Ty, and it looks like yeah, thank you. Vintina. Yep,
Vintner.
thank you.
Vintner, or I think it's Vintner.
Vintner?
Benny Vintner in that Cadillac. He is absolutely enjoying his drive at the moment, trying to catch up to Stevie Ty.
Absolutely, staying very consistent at the moment as they come on down that long straight. Keeping it nice and tidy. Let's go back to the GT3s. This is Ruska and Parkin here. As they come on round. Keeping very consistent. Parkin looking like he's got a little bit of a run. So let's see what he can do now. Coming on round, looking like he's going to come out on the inside. Decides against it. And now just moving and just sitting behind. Coming through the chicane. That's the Dunlop chicane through the S's. No, it's not. It's the Ford chicane because they're coming onto the start-finish straight. Look at me go. Still staying with Larkin. In the BMW. And still keeping the turns going. Staying very consistent at the moment. As they come on round now. Still chasing. Within a second they are of each other at the moment. As they come on now to the straight. Before the first lot of chicanes. And we go back to the LMP3 cars. And Cam Thistlethwaite, still with Gibbons behind him. And you can see Curtis out there a little bit out in front. There's a little bit of an air gap there, but Gibbons getting very close to Thistlethwaite at the moment.
Yeah, certainly looks like Cam might have made a couple of mistakes there, and Gibbons is going to take well advantage of that and try to close that gap. We had a close three-way battle there in the LMP P3s, and is certainly turning into a bit of a smaller battle between Gibbons and Thistlethwaite, as Diebold is kind of half seeing himself away into the future there. We can really see him well ahead as Gibbons is now hot on the heels of Thistlethwaite, definitely wanting to make a bit more of a gain against him, but he's going to have to put in quite a bit of effort to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. About 2 to 3 seconds now from Curtis to Thistlethwaite. So on board with Gibbons now. And you can see that. Oh, is that the first of... That's Lewis. Is that the first of the cars coming through? Blue flags.
Might be. And we've only been going around this track for not even 15 minutes yet, and we're already seeing some blue flags. So it's certainly just showing the power difference between some of those hypercars and the rest of the field. There's certainly a 100% marvel of engineering.
And I guess we won't run into too many. I guess, oh, there you go. That's Benningfield now. He's coming through the GT3 cars. So there you go. That only took him, what? We started this race 15 minutes ago. So it's only taken them about 15 minutes to catch up around this long track. And it's only just taken them around. So here's Benningfield, blue flagging Ellis, and away they go. So he's making his way through those GT3 cars. Back to Thistleweight now.
Yeah, Thistleweight definitely trying to make a bit of gap. Trying to close that gap to Direballs, but obviously trying to still increase that gap to Gibbo. But I reckon Gibbo's definitely not going to give up and try and keep pushing as we get into definitely a bit of a mid part for some of the stints of some of these cars. But I don't know so much about these LMP3s. They'll definitely just keep going as long as they can. As long as they've got fuel in the tank, they're going to keep going. As long as they've still got tyres, they're going to keep going. And there's going to be absolutely no shine of Kura. Yeah, no, of course. There goes Benefield. I think it's going to probably become a bit of a meme of just, there goes Benefield past the GT3s because he's so much faster than them and he's faster than the rest of the grid. Obviously being 8 seconds, I think that's nearly 9 seconds in front of Stevie Ty. He's happily enjoying himself tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just doing the rounds, getting the job done. That is the aim of the game. As those cars come through, now back to the GT3s, and Parker still looking for a way forward.
Definitely, I think we're going to have to keep an eye out on some of these GT3s because they're going to start pitting around. But they might start pitting around at the half an hour mark depending on what their fuel strategy or tyre strategy is. I don't think tyres is probably a bit too much of a concern of these things. They're pretty good on tyres in terms of endurance, and there's obviously not too many heavy corners. As we see, it looks like Benny Vintner now hot on their heels of Stevie Tyres. They weave through some of that blue flag traffic. As you see now, the purple McLaren of Rossa now happily getting out of the way. Benny Vintner hot on their heels there of Stevie Tyres. See him crawling up the backside of it. He has a look. He's going to be happily side by side as we go into the first chicane here down the Mulsanne straight. He's going to be well alongside it, but we see some blue flag traffic coming up ahead. Benny Vintner
gets the job done.
The better line, getting the job done. Stevie Ty probably not getting what he wanted because it looks like Benny Vintner's got the much better run coming out of that first chicane, and he's going to use that well and truly to his advantage here as they weave through some of the blue flag traffic. Stevie Ty, well defended by him. Unfortunately, though, Benny Vintner just taking that position from him.
Absolutely. Did well to hold it up, but now that they're running into traffic, it's going to, I think, break some of their flow, and they're just not going to be as quick when they run into that traffic. So that's Stevie Ty has just become a little bit of a victim of that, I think. But Vintner absolutely reaping the rewards at the moment.
Yeah, certainly. I know. I think if you have an opportunity in racing, you're going to take full advantage of it. If the gap's there, why don't you take it? It's there for the taking. Just take it.
Absolutely. I'm just having a look at the YouTube comments, and there's one that goes, "Where's Benefield?" Oh, there he goes.
Yes. Yeah, certainly not wrong as we cut to a replay of Thistleweight on Direballs. We saw this before, Thistleweight side by side with Direballs.
Coming back at him.
Certainly, yeah, coming back on the outside, he got the better run. Direballs unfortunately had to give the Thistleweight going a little bit wide, but Direballs just tucking back in, and obviously that's when it opened up the door of opportunity for Gibbo. Gibbo there, obviously happily going to chase that slipstream of Direballs.
Absolutely. And might even have a little bit of a crack about it himself.
Yeah, certainly, as we see now, Gibbo, it doesn't look like it was a replay of much before, but obviously Gibbo's now in front of Direballs and Cam Thistleweight. Yeah. So he's taking...
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. We got another replay of it. of the three-way battle of Thistlewaite, Diabolz, and Gibbo. Thistlewaite covering that inside of Diabolz, but going a bit wide onto the gravel trap, and Diabolz taking full advantage of it, going well past him. But obviously Gibbo also getting the benefit of that, sitting side by side from Diabolz through that, and obviously clearly he made full use of that advantage of him getting in front of these two.
All that work Cam did to get out in front, and here comes Samuel for a look as well.
Yeah, Shady Samuel's now joining this battle. It's going to be a four-way battle now here in the LMP3s. It's certainly interesting. We already see Diabolz there, hot on the heels of Gibbo, trying to go along side by side. Samuel's trying to do the same thing on Thistlewaite. See him now heavy into the braking zone. Gibbo not giving up, getting the elbows out. A little bit of contact there. Gibbo looks like he got the better of it on the exit, but obviously Diabolz going to take advantage of it. Thistlewaite joining the battle here now, going side by side with Diabolz as we go through the rest of the straight. He got full advantage of that there. Diabolz unfortunately losing 2 positions there, it looks like. And Samuel now joining the battle here, trying to defend. But Diabolz now obviously getting the worst of that deal there, tucking in behind Thistlewaite. Samuel trying to make a move, but didn't make it happen. And Gibbo just taking full advantage of what happened there and sitting happily in front.
Absolutely. That was a tight little battle. Heaps of position changes, heaps of action, and what we'd come to expect for LMP3 cars. This is Samuel now, looking at the back of Thistlewaite and having another look down. Oh, that was a replay there.
Oh, but we got Diabolz there on the heels of Thistlewaite. He had a look there. Thistlewaite defended the inside there perfectly and kept the position. And he's going to be heavily focused on Diabolz there. He's going to be 100% looking into the mirrors of this corner now. Diabolz going to be enjoying all of that slipstream there, as we see Samuel has also just trailed off a little bit there. Maybe he's being a bit patient and seeing what comes out of this battle. As they now, Diabolz and Thistlewaite go side by side into this next corner here. Another interesting break zone. Diabolz tucking behind. You're going to be just happily sitting back, maybe just waiting for Thistlewaite to make another mistake. He's unfortunately made a couple that haven't been the greatest for him as well, but has still kept position against Diabolz in these last few corners.
Go Gibbo, the best grandson ever. Best comment ever. Thank you, Jan Tully.
I am 100% chanting for Gibbo at the moment. He's sitting in the front of this 4-car pack, and he's going to be defending with all of his life through the rest of this race. And he is certainly showing what kind of driver he is tonight.
Absolutely. Looking at Samuel's view of this little battle of Curtis Diabolz and also Thistlewaite, because these guys aren't going to stop until this race is over. And you can see there, Diabolz just staying patient, just waiting for Thistlewaite to maybe make another mistake, but keeping it somewhat consistent now, Thistlewaite. He knows he's got Diabolz in his revision mirror and he will pounce. Gibbons there with a decent lead now.
Yeah, certainly. It's a very, very interesting battle here. It looks like Diabolz might have also been making a bit of time in that chicane there. It looked like he got a bit of time compared to Thistlewaite. I'm not too sure if that was just Thistlewaite, maybe misjudging his braking zone just a little bit too late. It might have compromised him, but it looks like he's kept it pretty well, and Diabolz has backed off a little bit, so he's had that better run through that first section of the first sector here. As we already see Samuel there going a bit wide. Definitely wanting to gain a couple of positions here in this 4-way battle.
Absolutely. You could almost see Samuel actually maybe sizing up Diabolz and maybe just having another bit of a look. Actually, that's not completely out of the question with how close he is to Diabolz, looking like he's going to make a move. They will go down 2 by 2, and Samuel gets the job done over Diabolz.
Yeah, well played by Samuel there. He used all of that slipstream, but unfortunately that's opened up the opportunity for Diabolz now in the slipstream. Looked like Diabolz took a bit too much curb there in that first chicane. So now we're going to have this very, very long straight. Diabolz definitely going to be using all the slipstream they can to catch up to Shady Samuels and try and make a move now as we go to chicane Michelin. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Diabolos is going to try and make a bit of a hint of, hey, I'm still here, do not ignore me. I'm not giving up.
Absolutely. As they fire on through that chicane. Now on board with Samuels, looking at Gibbons now. This has been crazy. This is for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th of the LMP3 cars.
We've been talking about the championship battle and everything and such, but there's nothing to sneeze at for the midfield because they're certainly showing that they are competitive drivers tonight.
Absolutely. Actually, Shady Samuels is second on the championship points, so any excuse for him to get out and further up in the standings will be good.
Yeah, certainly.
Harry Lawrence is currently leading that.
Yeah, at the moment, as you see Cam Thistleway go on the inside of Gibbo.
Whoa!
Taking the move there. I'm not sure if Gibbo just maybe misjudged his braking zone or something, but now he's hot on the heels as Samuel's hot on the heels, having a little bit of a lock up there. Samuel's definitely going to be hot. Then we see Benefield joining the chaos that is this LMP3 mid-pack battle. Certainly, he's probably having a bit of fun. And notice Samuel's now looking to try and get a bit of overlap as we go through these next corners, just half tucking in behind, maybe trying to get a little bit more slipstream, or maybe even a bit of a side draft. Having a look there on the inside of Thistleway. Thistleway holding that outside perfectly and keeping that position. Oh, jeez, what a sequence of corners we've had, mate.
Absolutely. You can see Thistleway just closing that door, saying, nope, not right now, mate. But Samuels not getting the hint and continuing the chase. As we do that, still on board with Samuels, looking at Samuels now.
Yeah, that certainly opened the door a little bit for Diabolos. He had a bit of a look there. I'm not too sure. Maybe it was just a bit of a speed difference, but he had a bit of a look there on Samuels, but couldn't really do anything with it. So he's just kind of settled back there and just kind of waiting. Might be just waiting a little bit for the bit of the chaos that was Thistleway v Samuel.
Absolutely. Because all it takes is a little bit of a battle, and then I think Diabolos will be back on the scene as we see Thistleway maybe just take that corner a little bit wide. Samuel goes through. Thistleway pretty much lets him through, it looks like. Just had the door wide open. Now we're going for another replay. Not sure where this is.
I believe that's one of the LMP2s there. Just going across the... Maybe missing his braking zone there and just taking the cross-country route through the Mulsanne Straight. Probably missed his braking zone there, unfortunately kept it. But it's certainly a bit of a battle to watch. I was just Shady Samuels P2 on the championship, but it doesn't look like he'll be able to take the championship today. Thistleway sitting third in the championship, as now he's under pressure by Diabolos into this first chicane.
Oh!
A little bit of a lock up there from Thistleway. That's certainly not going to do him any good as Diabolos just streams on through. But Thistleway is going to have all the slipstream now as we see him catching up to Diabolos. And we see Benny Vintner there just chilling in the back, catching up to these LMP3 classes now. So it's going to make it easy. It's going to make it 3 wide. Thankfully, it's before the braking zone of the straight. That could have been a very, very interesting one as Benny Vintner whizzes his way through. Stevie Ty now joining in as well. Jeez, we're having a hypercar P3 battle here. Thistleway not having the best result out of that chicane, and he's lost heaps of time there. That is not going to be good for him. As now we cut to the GT3s of Ellis and Rosser. Ellis heavy on the heels there of that McLaren, and there's a bit of contact, and Rosser spins. Oh, that is not going to do any good for him at all as we head into now pretty much the hour mark of this race. So they're certainly halfway through the stints here. And that is certainly going to do that McLaren very well.
I think race control is going to have a little bit of a look at that. Just depends on who they're going to beat the stick with.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one, Brad. That looked like a little bit of just getting the elbows out a bit too much. Maybe an elbow to the chin there. I'm not too sure. As we now cut to a replay of what looks like just happened before. Ellis there on the back of Rosser. Ellis was 100% heavily gunning for that McLaren. He made the move nice, clear, and early. He's sitting there happy alongside coming into the chicane here. He's very much clear that he's there. Both of them keeping it very, very clean through the chicanes here at the end of the lap. Rosser getting the better out of it. That was very, very good driving there by Rosser. But obviously we know what happened after the end of this. Ellis there, happily in that slipstream as we come through T1. And just keeping it nice there. But he's obviously held back a little bit as we make some move to the inside. Getting those elbows out. And it looks like just Rosser maybe just turned in a little bit too early and spun Ellis around.
Craig Dale made a comment. I thought these guys had settled down. No, there's no settling down at the moment, mate. As we have a look at these, actually, no, he's made a point. These four gentlemen have somewhat settled down. It looks like there's been a little bit of a gap between them all. As we're looking at Samuel at the moment. Out the front is Gibbons. And then Diabols to Thistleweight.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the LMP3s can do one stop. We see Ellis now holding the heels of the hedges, moving on the inside. Ellis there showing
contact.
Bit of contact there. Hedges definitely not getting what he wanted out of it. It looked like he just also did the same thing that Rosser did to Ellis there, just turned in a little bit early. Thankfully, Ellis didn't get turned around in that. But I thought we were just going to see a direct replay of what happened before.
It almost did replay itself exactly along those lines. Gentlemen going very well to keep those cars under control. Let's look at the hypercars now. Let's go back to Stephen Ty. Currently still sitting in third from having Vintner take his position away. He's out in second. And of course, where's Benefield? Who knows?
There he is. Mate. He's on his Saturday Night Drive. Why are you even asking what Benefield's doing at this point? I'm very curious of what happened between Vintner and Stevie Ty there, because obviously when we saw the battle was the LMP3s, we saw Vintner in front of Stevie Ty. So I'm not too sure what happened there. Maybe I reckon Stevie Ty probably just made a mistake because he's obviously behind Vintner now, and we saw him ahead of before. So I'm not too sure that, because that might be a battle to watch out for between Stevie Ty and Vintner, because those two are definitely very, very good drivers in this class. And I know both of those would definitely be wanting that P2, because everyone knows if you're at the bottom of the podium, it's a bit of a participation trophy at the kind of. So definitely going to be a very interesting battle between those two.
Absolutely. Vintner sitting on fourth in the overall points tally, and Stephen Ty sitting in seventh. So we'll have a look at what these gentlemen can do. Of course, Chris Donnelly sitting second to Shady Samuel in third. But Stevie Ty now on your screen. Currently third. There's about, seems like 3 seconds between them both. All right, here's a replay. This is looking ahead to Diabols and also Thistleweight, and he goes wide.
Yeah, that was certainly not good for his battle there, but he's definitely... We got Lucas Keys parked up on the side of the track. I am not too sure what happened there. I imagine he probably just spun out. That looks like the end of the Mulsanne straight there, with a heavy, heavy braking zone. Is a very key spot to lock up in these hypercars. We cut to a replay now. We've got Lucas Keys now, obviously behind one of the LMP3 cars of the Blue Flaggers. We see going side by side. And, that is not
heartbreaking.
That is heartbreaking for Lucas Keys there, just being parked up on the side of the track. Obviously, Harry Lawrence there. I'm not too sure what happened between those two. It just looked like he might have just done the same thing as we saw before in the GT3s. He might have just turned in just that touch a bit too early and made a bit of contact there with Lucas Keys.
Absolutely. It looked like he did put a little bit more turn into it and probably overturned it to the point of it just stepped out on him. It looks like.
Yeah, certainly. And obviously we've been talking about Benefield all day, leading the hypercars, but obviously Talbot, he's in the same category in these GT3s. He is happily enjoying that Saturday night drive that is Le Mans.
Absolutely. Looking very sharp in the Monster Energy livery of that Mustang. And just getting the goods. Arms not wobbling too much. Just taking it cash. Just getting the job done. Bedingfield in the pits on his way out now. He doesn't need to worry about that. He's got a very comfortable lead at the moment.
I don't think we need to show Benefit anymore unless he does something that spins him out. But obviously, all the hypercars now have come into the pits. I think it was Benfield, Vintner, Ty, and Lucas Keys have all jumped into the pits now for their first stop of the night as we hit just past the hour point of this race. So it's certainly just kind of opened everyone up to a bit of a strategy point. I definitely look out for these LMP3s in terms of strategy because they've got their one stop. They might want to use it pretty smart. And I think that might be the reason why they've kind of settled down a little bit. They might be trying to lift and coast, maybe save their fuel a little bit, try and extend that stint a little bit more, and just save a little bit more to try and keep it as a one-stop race.
Just getting a little bit further, getting your money's worth out of that fuel tank and those tyres as well.
Yeah, certainly. We know here in Australia, fuel's fucking expensive at the moment. if you're one of those poor people that drives a diesel car or something that runs a 98,
I am one of those people. Yes.
Hats off to you because I feel sorry for you, mate.
Go take out a personal loan every time I go to fill up.
Oh,
it's deplorable.
Man, am I certainly glad I've lost my license at the moment. I'm not paying for fuel. Man, am I glad for that. Obviously, now as we see Shady Samuels hot on the heels of Gibbon going side by side, obviously, after Millside Straight. Samuels 100% definitely making use of that, probably that bit of lifting coast. He's well past Gibbons in that first corner. Coming off after this, and it's definitely going to be an interesting race for Shady Samuels tonight. He's had a bit of chaos already in this first stint of his, and I'm well prepared for what comes next.
Absolutely. He has been doing really well. He's been sitting there. He's been waiting for his opportunities, and that's part of the things you got to do here, just waiting for the opportunity to pass up.
Yeah, 100%.
Craig Dale is one of those people.
I believe that's Jaden Rondinella in front of him.
Yes.
So he's certainly gained a bit of time to Rondinella. It looks like he just missed the apex there, and it certainly opened the door to Shady. So he's going to definitely have an opportunity coming in these next few corners. So I'm not too sure what happened to Rondinella. Maybe he was just doing a bit of lift and coast to try and save a bit of fuel. Because we all know tyres is probably the least of the worry in some of these cars. Like tyres can fucking last forever in these cars. So Shady Samuels had a bit of a look there, trying to fill the mirrors. Oh, sorry, Reinhardt, not Rondinella. Definitely 100% trying to put the pressure on him.
Absolutely. As we look at this little battle now, Samuels not backing down. Reinhardt has Samuels in his revision mirror. And now he's already made about 3 or 4 positions in the last, half hour or so. So now looking at Reinhardt as they come back now onto the start-finish straight. Reinhardt, Samuels, Gibbons.
I reckon we might have to keep an eye on Direwells here because this battle in front's definitely going to help him quite a bit, as well as Gibbo. Gibbo's sitting there happily in the back of the... just chilling in the back there between this battle between Reinhardt and Samuels. Certainly going to want to watch a bit. As Samuels goes a bit wide there, it's probably going to help him a bit, but certainly going to help Gibbo quite a bit as we come into these last few corners of full of Mulsanne straight. Definitely Gibbo want to try and get the best out of these corners here to try and make the best out of that straight.
Absolutely. Get the good run and hopefully get the passing opportunity. Reinhardt and Samuels, there's nothing in it. Samuels having a look alongside now. They go down 2 by 2. Reinhardt still with a little bit of advantage. Samuels saying, no, I'm going to get my nose in front. Still 2 by 2. Reinhardt with his nose in front. As they come on down to the first chicane. Who is going to get the advantage? The brakes go on. And it's going to be Samuels that gets the job done over Reinhardt. And Gibbons not too far away from Reinhardt now.
I keep an eye, pretty cool eye on Gibbo at the moment. You can see he's kind of built the gap between Diabols at the moment. I'm not too sure what happened to Thistlewaite there.
No, he doesn't even seem to be back there now.
I think he might be just choosing the long run here. Obviously, so we still have just under 55 minutes left in this race. So he's definitely probably playing a bit of the long run here. As obviously, we saw Reinhardt looking there. As we now cut to a replay of what I believe is Benny Vintner. Now, having a bit of ping issues. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate for Vintner. He was well happily in front of P2 as we now see Gibbo on the attack of Reinhardt going side by side in this heavy braking zone that is the end of Mulsanne Straight. We'll see what happens here. They're still side by side. Reinhardt holding that inside line. Gibbo forced to take the outside line. Well ahead. It's going to be interesting. Had a little bit of a lose there on the inside, but Gibbo's taking the better of it. And we see what happens here. Gibbo obviously well ahead of us. See an LMP2 now joining what is the Chaos of us, and Reinhardt now trying to have a look on the outside. We're going to go 3 wide with LMP3s and LMP2s. This is very interesting here with multi-class racing. This is quite literally what multi-class racing is at its finest. And I see Gibbo showing no signs of giving up, taking the inside line, but Reinhardt taking full advantage of that and seeing well ahead of Gibbo there.
Absolutely. Did well to get in front. And now, staying on board with Reinhardt. Looking at Reinhardt, so this is probably back. Looking forward to Reinhardt. So that was Gibbons we were on board with before. Reinhardt in front. Coming on down now. Got a little bit of a lead. Coming on down. Looking very nice through the corners. Keeping that car going a little bit wide on that one. Gibbons still back there. But possibly looking for another opportunity. Coming very close to him now. Getting the better run out of that corner. So it's Reinhardt, Gibbons, Diabols. Then Stephen Ty, the hypercars, not too far behind them.
Yeah,
on board with Samuels.
I think we might need to keep an eye on Diabols here because that battle in front of him is certainly opening the door of opportunities. Obviously, Stephen Ty now just weaving his way through some of the blue flags. I think that's the second time now in 2 or 3 laps that we see him. So certainly this battle has costed Gibbo and Reinhardt a bit of time here. So it's not looking too good for them at the moment because obviously Diabols, we see him just hot on their heels there. What looked like Stevie Ty for the moment. But he is very clearly now hot on the chase of Gibbo. As we see him now coming down the Mulsanne Straight, Diabols definitely has made quite a bit of time with that Reinhardt-Gibbo battle.
Absolutely. Getting nice and close. They come on down. Not too far behind Gibbons.
Oh, yeah, it didn't look like Gibbo had the best of the run there with Stevie Ty and the blue flags. Obviously, the slower car can just stay on their line and keep doing what they're doing. As now as we cut to a replay, what I believe is, I think that's Benefield there in the Ferrari.
It does look like it. Oh no!
And he's broken the 5th wall barrier.
No way.
It looks like it because I'm looking at the timing boards and Stevie Ty is leading the hypercars.
This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Benningfield now one lap down, it says. Wow, there you go. And an ambulance for Benningfield.
I 100% agree, Benny. I 100% agree. That man was enjoying a Saturday night drive, and unfortunately the internet said, fuck you, you're not having a nice ride tonight, go back to the pits. You've already won this championship. Who cares what happens this race? It doesn't matter.
Oh dear.
Poor Benefield.
How bad is it that this race is going to be decided on internet connection? This is just crazy.
Oh, I pray it doesn't get decided on the internet, because Diabolz is quite literally hot on the heels of Gibbo there. He is, I reckon, after seeing, if he knows what's going on around him, he is praying that his internet stays in one piece for this race. I don't think
everyone is hoping that their internet. I mean, there's been a couple of casualties from it tonight.
It's not a battle between the drivers. It's between the driver and your ISP. I agree, Benny. Benny, 100%. It is an LMU moment. 100%.
Oh dear, gotta love it.
We've had some server issues here at OOR in the past. We saw that with Split Yellow a couple of weeks ago, but touch wood, that's it that we see for tonight. But it's certainly going to throw a spanner in the works for what happens tonight.
Absolutely. Craig Dale came on the chat and said that throws a spanner in the works. Yep, it absolutely does.
Craig, you are 100% on the money, my friend.
Oh dear. So Stevie Ty leads the hypercars for the first time tonight. How good is that? Diabolz in the pits. Gibbons now coming around. Stephen Ty on your screen now, coming through the lap traffic.
Mate, I don't know about you, but I don't want this race to end. There's too much stuff. We've got good battles in the LMP3s. We've got hypercars disconnecting. We've got a whole lot of action for tonight, and I do not want it to end.
Absolutely not. Lucas Keys now seeing his way through. Of course, he's now second now in the hypercars by default. And now Murphy, he's running third. So good job for him. He's keeping it nice and consistent now. And away you go, Nathan.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Sorry, I'm looking at my phone here. I'm looking at some of the Discord chats, and good old Chris Neville in the GT3 cars. We haven't seen too much of him tonight.
No, because he's in the pit.
Exactly. And quote from what he said in one of the Discords that I'm with him, that's outside OOY, he said, well, that was shit. Honestly, the way my season ended, don't know if I can be racing it all next season. Chris,
oh, no.
If you are watching this, keep fucking racing, my guy.
Keep racing. Don't give up, mate.
We cut to Chris Neville in that purple ultra monster,
no.
losing it in the Ferrari.
Oh no!
And hitting the tire barrier. That is unfortunate. Chris, my guy, come on. You can just pit and keep on fucking going. Why are you giving up?
Yeah.
If you're watching, Chris, if you're watching this, I'm calling you out. Just keep going, my guy. You are racing against the WEC drivers. Who cares what position you finish? Anyone out there, if you keep racing against some of the faster cars, who cares? You are racing against people that are faster than you. You have proved yourself.
Someone faster. Yeah.
Exactly. There's always someone faster than you.
All right. Let's have a look at this replay. Oh.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I'm not too sure who that is.
No, neither am I. But a little bit of a oopsie there. Back with Diabolz now. Looking at Reinhardt. This little battle has been going on for some time now.
Jeez. This is certainly a battle to watch out for. And I'm not too sure what's going on there because I don't see Cam Thistleweight in the back there.
No, it looks like he is probably the best part of a lap down. So it says he's about, off the leader. So he's about 2 minutes and 21 seconds back. So interesting. He must have pit and then is still trying to claw his way back, maybe.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, Diabolz is crawling his way back. Obviously, now we cut to Cam Thistleweight So he's certainly still in the running for this race. I'm not too sure if he maybe just made a few too many mistakes in probably not best cases possible. But he is still 100% in this race. I know Cam, he's not going to give up.
No.
Unlike Chris Neville.
Oh, dear. It's all just going to be Chris Neville as Lewis goes through. And Cam's got a little bit of air there to kind of make his way through. All right, Reinhardt and Diabols now in the pits. This is going to be interesting.
This is going to be interesting as we now hit the 42-minute mark of this race. So we're hitting that single stop part for these LMP3s. So obviously Diabols pitting the same time as Reinhardt is probably the best idea for him.
Absolutely. Let's see who gets out first, because that will be the deciding factor.
Yeah,
these guys have been tossing and turning.
It's certainly going to be interesting. Well, I'm not too sure who's going to take tyres and who's not going to take tyres, because both of these guys are probably going to take a full tank of fuel. So that's the least of their worries now as we cut to one of the hypercars and the G3 cars. Also suffering to the good old internet being the greatest victim that is the greatest antagonist that is sim racing. You just see now, Diabol's got out of the pits, looked like a little bit earlier than Reinhardt, but Reinhardt keeping that position. That's going to be one to watch. Diabol's and Reinhardt, both of them on semi-cold tyres coming out of the pits at the same time. That is going to be the battle to watch tonight.
Absolutely. Let's see if they can play it safe for at least the first couple of laps, or they're just going to go right out and say, all right, let's go. Gloves off.
I think the gloves have been off for a long time, Brad. I don't know about you, but we've seen some of the battles tonight in these LMP3 cars, and the gloves are well and truly off.
They have been, and we've been loving all the action as Reinhardt goes a little bit wide. And now comes on to the straight. On their way to the first chicane. Got Gibbons there down the road. Reinhardt now. Diabol's in the background. Here is Bell. And these are part of the... Can't actually see them. Must be... GT3 cars. Reinhardt back with him. Come on down. You can see Gibbons there in the foreground.
Yeah, I think Reinhardt got the better start out on those cold tires, because it looks like Diabols is just taking a bit easy on the cold tires. I know I'd have been super confident on them, but probably might just be waiting for the temp to warm up. But Reinhardt obviously clearly making a bit of a gap there against Diabols, so it'd be pretty interesting to watch to see what Diabols does here. Maybe they take a bit of a lighter strategy and try and fuel save a little bit, just have a bit of a push as we come into a bit of the later stages of this race. Obviously, we're now under the 40-minute mark, so we're well and truly through past the halfway mark of this race. Most of the people here in the LMP3 cars have done their first stop, so it's definitely going to pretty much be this position, this grid order to the end.
So having a look at our YouTube chat, it was Ron Danella who spun in the green car in that replay that Ben put up before. So there you go. Answers the questions for us. Thank you, Say-O.
That is, I believe that's Lele Bell. Say-O, I believe, is Lele Bell. So I'm not too sure what happened to her before. Maybe just didn't have the best of it, because I can see... on the grid, she's 4 laps down at the moment. So probably had a moment that they weren't too happy about, and has now just sent them flying down the back of the grid.
Absolutely. As you can see, got Parkins, Layla Bell now on your screen.
Oh, there's Benny. Benny sorts out our replay. We love Benny for his effort. Thank you very much, Benny. I absolutely love your work. As we cut to a replay of Lele Bell here in the Lexus, been very fortunate enough to battle Lele Bell before, absolute brilliant driver that she is,
Oh,
and
no!
also being hit by the
Oh,
absolute
no.
antagonist that is Australian internet.
So many victims. So
We've
many.
had so many. We know. I think everyone knows that Australia has the worst internet across the entirety of the world,
Yeah, we do.
and it is certainly showing itself tonight.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And it's Man Machine and the Australian ISPs. So watch out, everyone.
my heart goes out for you, Bell. That I had a brilliant battle with you on Monday night for that last lap that was our practice race. I know you're an absolute brilliant driver, but fuck me, Australian internet just hates everyone.
Looking at Monks now. Has liked Monks. Monks staying very, very consistent at the moment and online, which is good.
Yeah, obviously Nathan Monk's just happily chilling in P2 of the LMP2 cars. Obviously Papio I think he's doing a bit of a Dan Benefield, just seeing himself into the future and having a very, very nice Saturday night drive.
Absolutely. Not a whole lot of traffic around that part of the track at the moment. So just seeing themselves through and going back onto the start-finish line 1 and 2 for the LMP2 cars.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously Papio sitting in P4 of the championship at the moment, so not really any means to gain from getting an up in the championship positions for the P1, because Daniel Benefield, I believe, has taken the P1 spot for that championship because he's not driving in the P2s tonight, so it's not going to help him too much, but I don't think he's too worried about that. He's just driving Sunday night, so definitely an eye to watch out. It would be Max Ricker and Ryan Anderson, the P2s. Now we cut to a replay of, I believe, one of the Rosses in the skill issue race. And McLaren's just losing it there, and the McLaren going into the barriers. We know that the GT3 cars have traction control, but that didn't look like it was working at all, to be honest.
No, absolutely not. Just put a little bit in it, and again, that back end came out, and that was it. Back with Monks now. LMP2 running in position 2.
Sorry, I'm going to have a bit of a laugh here as Craig Dale in that chat has gone, this race should keep going until one car remains. It is 100% a battle of the drivers between Australian internet.
Just see how long their internet holds out. Yeah, I love it.
Last to leave the race wins kind of moment here. Last to get fucked over by the internet. So...
Oh, that is hilarious. That is probably the biggest story coming out of this race.
Honestly, so as obviously Craig said before, it has thrown a spanner into the works of tonight's race.
Yeah, absolutely has. Staying with Monks now. Looking at Papio in position 1 for the LMP2.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Nathan Monks might be making a bit of a gain on Papio at the moment. I think Papio might have been taking it easy in these last couple of laps that he's had. Maybe just being a bit too relaxed in the fact that he's P1.
Maybe. I mean, I haven't been keeping an awful good eye on the gap. I mean, they're running at about 2 seconds, 2.2-ish at the moment. So we might keep an eye on that because he could be well and truly closing that gap, as you said, Nathan. And that will be a nice little fight to have on our hands, amongst other things.
Yeah, well and truly. Obviously, Nathan Monk's not really competing for the win in the championship. So obviously sitting happily in P17 in the championship. So
looking at Lawrence now. No, Mitchell.
He's had a good run this season, and probably didn't have the result he wanted out of this season, but I feel like he's just happily enjoying the fact that he's leading this race.
Absolutely. Staying with Monks now. keeping it very tidy through the corners. Under control. And we can see on that timing tower there that the hypercars Vintner and Benningfield have done 2 stops. And there's been 2 stops by one of the LMP2 cars. Pretty much the rest have done 1 or none.
Yeah, pretty much. So I have to have a bit of a giggle at the moment, Brad. We've talked about my French pronunciation, but how does your French pronunciation go at the moment?
Well, I was having a go at it. So that corner that just goes on to the straight is Terre Grouge. Yeah, that was awful. And then the whole big straight with the chicanes in it is Who Knew Drez. That was awful too. There you go. Thanks, everyone.
I might need to pull up the Google Translate here to try and fix my pronunciation of certain things. I'll be honest with you. I mean, we're heavy into the Woodstocks at the moment, so
I hazard a guess. There's been a bit of a party at Nathan's place of one.
Certainly. Man, I'm young and dumb. I'm enjoying my Saturday night. It's a long weekend. I'm sure many other people are enjoying it.
Where are you in Australia?
I'm down here in Melbourne, man. We've had we've had shitty weather all week. Let's be honest. If you're in Melbourne, you know what I'm talking about. It's been shitty weather all week. It's been sunshine. It's been raining. It's been cloudy. We hate it.
Jeez. Absolutely. I'm based in Ipswich in Queensland, so we don't get a long weekend this weekend.
Oh, I feel bad for you, mate.
Is that all the thing you can muster? It's like, oh well.
I feel bad for you, Brad, because I'm very much enjoying this long weekend with no work on the Monday night. So I'm very much thankful for that after the week I've had this week at work. Yeah. So I'm very much going to take full advantage of the fact that it's a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, I love the 3-day weekends. I think you guys are doing King's birthday.
Yeah.
So we don't actually celebrate that until October in Queensland.
Really?
Yeah, we're pretty backwards in coming forwards like that. So that's good.
I mean, Victoria's always been a bit of a kind of I don't know how you call it, a bit of just a weird state. Like anyone that's a car person out knows that Victoria's a nanny state, so we're always a bit weird. But we certainly do enjoy our long weekends here, Brad. We certainly do.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone enjoys a little bit of a long weekend. A chance to just have an extra day before you need to go back to the madhouse of whatever you do. So, no, it's good. As we continue this race, less than 30 minutes left now. And it looks like, and I will touch wood, not intentionally, but things have quietened down a little bit, but not here. Reinhardt and Diabols. Any day is a public holiday if you call it sick. Yep, absolutely.
I agree, Benny. I'm certainly tempted on calling in sick on Tuesday night. I'm 100% tempted on doing that.
Oh, that is, I can't even fault that. That's amazing. Diabols and Reinhardt now. Diabols looking for a way through. Reinhardt closes the door. There was an opportunity there. Lost. Diabols still behind Reinhardt now, looking for another way through. That was a bit of a big look. I don't know if you caught that, Nathan, but just had a little bit of a sniff down and having another little bit of a sniff at the back. Comes alongside almost. Is he going to be in a position to make a move? This is Diabols on Reinhardt. LMP3 cars coming on down. Reinhardt has the... takes it.
He's gone off. He's gone off. He's gone wide. Oh, my days.
Diabols gets the spot. And now Reinhardt gets the slipstream that this is not over yet. Reinhardt right on Diabol's chase and comes alongside. Can he make this move stick and take back that position? Diabols keeps the position as they fly on through. Heavy brake comes on down, nice and clean through the corner. Reinhardt comes back up again. Whoa.
Oh my days, that was a sequence there. I was Reinhardt now. Going to be absolutely chasing Diabol's, coming alongside now as you come through Corbett to Golf. Coming side by side, and what's going to be the heavy braking zone of Vinage de Innopolis. My French pronunciation is out of the windows. Reinhardt takes the bell line through there. Diabol sticking on the inside and just kind of having to sit back and enjoy the ride, but he's definitely not going to give up here. Hold on the heels of Reinhardt. Coming through these few corners here that are kind of mid-speed, low speed, but he's going to be absolutely engulfing, that is the slipstream Reinhardt.
Absolutely. Has another look back down the outside of Reinhardt. Can he make that stick? He's not quite fast enough yet. Let's see if Reinhardt gets the better move out of this corner. Stays behind Reinhardt. A little bit of a gap now as they come on through. Just leaving a little bit of a gap there. But now coming up. Still staying with him. They're still very close. There is still nothing in this. As they come on. Almost to the start finish straight. They're having another sniff. Diabols does. A little bit of a switch change. Left, right. Keeping the cars under control. Start finish straight. And it's still Reinhardt versus Diabols. As they come on through to turn one. Wow. So let's see what they do. Oh, Diabols cuts the corner. Coming back now. Going through the S's and the Dunlop chicanes. Through to the Terre Rouge. Yeah, that's my contribution.
We were talking about your French pronunciation before. It's really coming out now. You practiced and I haven't.
Craig Dale, the more you drink, the better your French becomes.
Oh my days. True. Craig, you are so true because I am absolutely hammered at the moment. Yeah, Diabol's on the outside of Reinhardt at the moment as we come to this first chicane of the more sign straight. Diabol's getting a bit of run.
Done.
Reinhardt getting a bit too much of the curve there. Diabol's taking full advantage of it and see himself well ahead of Reinhardt.
Reinhardt didn't get a good run out of that corner, and here we go. We're going for another replay. Oh no! It's another victim of the internet.
Oh no!
This is crazy. They're dropping like flies, and yet we got Reinhardt and Diabols coming back for another go. This is crazy. Reinhardt, Diabols. Reinhardt gets the go, getting his nose in front. Diabols, switch change, comes back round. They're still 2 by 2. Diabol's getting the job done, though.
Diabol's getting the job done, and Reinhardt, unfortunately, just pushing himself a little bit too hard there on the defensive side. Going wide through that chicane there, and he's going to be working real hard to get back on Diabol's there.
Absolutely. As they come on now, it looks like they've calmed down a little bit now. There's a little bit of a gap there. Let's go to the GT3 cars. Oh, no, there they are. We just left some of the GT3 cars, and there they are. There's Diabols and Reinhardt chasing them. They seem to have calmed down now, though. A whole heap of action. Maybe not. Reinhardt may be looking for another way through. Come on down. What a whole heap of action. Oh, no. What happened?
No,
that was Reinhardt. Reinhardt is gone. I didn't
Diabols
see him.
is on their own. Oh my days, was that another victim of good old Australian internet there? I'm not too sure what happened.
Reinhardt, here we go. Oh no, there he is. So this
Thank
obviously isn't
goodness.
a replay. No, he
Oh,
obviously had a
thank
little
goodness.
bit of an off.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness, because
I
I
was
was
afraid for him.
praying. I was praying for Reinhardt there to keep this battle going with Diabols. I was absolutely gunning for him there. Oh, I would have been so sad if he lost it there.
Nah, it looks like he just had a little bit of an off. So we'll try and get that footage from Benny and see if we can't do that. Here we go. So this is Reinhardt and... Oh, Reinhardt! Yep, has the off. And that's why it looks like he disappeared. He just flicked off.
Sorry, I'm gonna have a bit of a laugh here. I was talking a bit of smack on Chris Neville before, and I called him out in a Discord going, why did he give up? And he says, quote, I was gaining on wood, but that second spin with little warning / chance to save it put me so far behind. I can't be asked.
Oh, okay. That's
Come on, Chris.
Though.
Come on, Chris.
Make it
You're
happen.
better than that. I know the kind of driver you are, but I know Kiwis don't give up that hard. Come on, man.
Especially British Kiwis.
Yeah, the weirdest breed that is of Kiwis. Like, come on, man.
Absolutely. As Benny's just obviously looking for a little bit of a replay for us. Goes back to Lawrence, LMP 3 cars. All right, here's our replay. Not too sure who this is, folks. It's obviously a GT3 car because it's a Porsche.
Oh, it's I believe that's Lele there in the Porsche.
Oh no, it is not a victim, is it?
Oh, I'm not too sure. I'm seeing on our second monitor, it doesn't look like too much of a victim, thankfully, because Lele we know is a very, very good driver.
Yes.
I'm kind of keeping an eye on our second monitor. It looks like Lele's still running, thankfully. So we've had some victims tonight to good old Australian internet, but we pray for those drivers that are still out on track to have good internet and keep on driving.
Yeah, absolutely. Reinhardt there, Stevie Ty, and then Lucas Keys. Actually, not too far away from Stevie Ty. Actually, there's not even a second in it, folks. That will be one to watch. There you go, Reinhardt there. So there you go. There's Stevie Ty. You're on board with Lucas Keys now. There's the gap. So there is nothing in it. That will be one to watch. These are the hypercars out in front. So you can see there, Lucas Keys getting very close to Stevie Ty, almost within attacking distance. So let's see how they go now. Down Musan Straight. Stevie Ty and Keys still going neck and neck. On board now with Lucas Keys. Still keeping consistent. Looking like he's just biding his time at the moment. Making sure he's got enough gusto to get up in front. As he runs into a little bit more traffic. Craig Dale, the ISPs target the good drivers. Lucas Keys getting through the lap traffic along with Stevie Ty. Around we go now. Keeping consistent, keeping it in line. Can see there is nothing in it. He's probably just waiting for Stevie Ty to make a mistake, but we know Stevie Ty doesn't make that many mistakes. So he's either just hoping for that or an ISP to take him out. Did I just see Talbot there on the side, or was he coming out of pit lane? He was coming out of pit lane. Staying with Keys now. In the hypercars. Not much in it to tie. As they run into a little bit of traffic. They get through. That is Gibbons in the LMP3 cars. Just went through. So now back onto the straight. The Who No Drez. It's probably the last time I'll attack that, folks. Looking at the back of Stevie Ty now. To Lucas Keys. You can see there. They are going for it. Absolutely. Through the first chicane. He is absolutely within striking distance. So let's see what he comes up with.
Oh, sorry, I caught the last bit of your French 10-foot French there, Brad. I think I might need to hear that again.
No, it's an attempt, and that's why we'll leave it. It's an attempt. That's what sounds terrible. Stevie Ty continuing in first for the hypercars. Then Keys, then Murphy. Looking at the LMP2 cars is Papio, and then Mon, and then didn't know who the THE is, folks. If you can fill me in on that. Then LMP3 cars is Lawrence. Then Ben, you're an absolute miracle worker. McNeil, and then Samuel for the LMP3s, and then Talbot, Jacobs, and Ellis wrap up your top three of the GT3s as it stands with a bit more than 15 minutes left of this race, which has certainly been action-packed, but we're not finished yet, folks, because I think there will be something to come out of this little thing that we're watching at the moment. We're looking at the hypercars of Stephen Ty, and now on board with Lucas Keys looking at Stephen Ty. Going around Samuels now. The LMP3s. And away we go. Still, Ty has delivered a little bit of more of a gap to Keys. That's grown to actually more than a minute, more than a second now. Minute, second, you know what I mean.
Jeez,
back to Murphy, which is about 51 seconds behind.
I think the late night Saturdays are starting to hit you, bro, with the minutes to seconds as obviously Stephen Ty and Lucas Keys. I think Lucas Keys might have gained a bit of time there with Stephen Ty going on the pits.
They're both in pit now.
So they're both in pits. This is going to be something to happen because we're coming into the last stint that is of this race Saturday night. Lucas Keys having the pit box. It's a further bit down than Stephen Ty, so I'm not too sure if it's going to help him at all, but it's certainly going to be up to who comes out of this pit box first.
Absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back to doing a little bit of racing. Murphy here. He is third. Oh, and he's in the box as well.
Yeah, I caught a quick glimpse of the graphics there. Stevie Ty.
He's got out first.
Lucas Keys. Lucas Keys got out first, so that's good for him.
He is now leading the hypercars. Got the jump.
I can see there on our graphics now on our screen, Stevie Ty's got more fuel than Lucas Keys. So I think Lucas Keys might have just gone for a splash and dash there. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely going to help him quite a bit. We know Lucas Keys is a bit of an alien driver on the track, so I imagine if he keeps it nice and clean, that is very much his win.
Absolutely.
Granted, the ISPs don't kill him off.
Here's Stevie Ty. Now behind Lucas Keys. Needs to catch up. So that story that I thought was a developing story is probably... as long as Ty can keep Keys within distance, that might still be a thing. About a 1.5 second gap to both of them at the moment. So let's see what they do here. Got a comfortable lead over the rest of the hypercars in their pack. Let's go to Lawrence now. He is leading the LMP3 cars. And quite comfortably as well, with about a 4 to 5 second lead over McNeil. And then Samuels. Talbot now. He has been leading the GT3 cars all race and quite comfortably. Back to Jacobs. It is a 12-second gap. So he will comfortably win the GT3s, I think it's safe to say. And then Ellis. And then you can see Thistlethwaite of the LMP3 cars making his way through there as well. So it looks like on the whole, everyone's mildly settled down a little bit in the last going on 10 minutes of this race.
Certainly, and I see here now the hamster in our chat on YouTube. Would be a terrible shame if Lucas Keys under fuel.
Oh,
don't curse him like that, mate.
Mention it.
Don't mention it.
That's almost like the commentator's curse. Stephen Ty off the road. Oh,
Stevie Ty's going wide, and he's gone up into the gravel trap. Oh my days, that's going to hurt him dearly. Imagine he must be praying that Lucas Keys is under fueled and has to fuel save heavily.
So now it's an actual thing. Oh, he will be cursing himself. He was still within 1.5 seconds of Keys, but now got a gap of about 4 seconds now. All right, here's the replay. Coming around. Oh, hits the gravel trap. Goes straight in there. Unfortunately, that's racing. Lucas Keys now leading the hypercar. Oh, no! Has a big spin. Oh, big spin.
Days.
Oh, no.
And Stevie Ty's just rolled on through. Oh no, we were just talking about Stevie Ty's fucking going off. But Lucas Keys has done the one thing worse, and he's gone off and just spun it.
At least Lucas Keys kept it somewhat in control. Ty kept it somewhat in control. Lucas Keys just spun himself around like a record baby right round.
No, that's unfortunate now. We just have the replay. What just happened to Lucas Keys in the final chicane?
Oh, no. Goes
just
over the bumps and just steps out.
Just catching too much of that curb there in the last chicane.
Oh, no. All right, so here we go. Lucas Keys now 4 seconds back.
That is certainly throwing a spanner in the works of what could have been possibly a win for Lucas Keys tonight.
Craig Dale, don't worry about the fuel anymore. No. Oh, dear.
Oh, certainly throwing a spanner in the works for Lucas Keys. So he's certainly going to be preying on a mistake of Stephen Ty as he now weaves through the blue markers.
But he won't do it twice. He won't do it twice. They will both be aware of their mistakes now.
Yeah, certainly 100%. Stephen Ty definitely going to be wanting to keep it very clean and consistent through the last 10 minutes of this race. Oh, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him tonight now. Coming
that's such
into
a shame because,
the last
yeah.
Oh, they've both had a few mistakes here in this last lap, and they're certainly going to be pressuring themselves tonight for these last few laps that is this race tonight.
Absolutely. Lucas Keys was just set up. He was going to try and win this race, but just does the unthinkable, really. Anyway, we go back to Stephen Ty. All is now right now in the world, somewhat.
It's sort of. Stephen Ty is in the lead, but he's going to be very, very much worried about those few mistakes he had.
Absolutely. Well, you can see, I mean, there's Keys in the distance, you know. Do you reckon within the, 7 or so minutes we've got, can Keys catch up to Ty?
I reckon so. Lucas Keys is pretty much a bit of an alien driver, very much in the same category that is Dan Benefield, unfortunately also being hit by what is the great enemy that is Australian internet and getting sent back down the field. But Lucas Keys fortunately been on a bit of the better end that is good old Australian internet.
Absolutely. Where's Benningfield? Well, he's about 2 laps down the road, folks. He's currently sitting in 5th of the hypercars. Due to, there you go. He's on your screen now. Internet has been the big story. If you're just joining us or you haven't figured out why Benningfield is right down the order. Starting in pole position, by the way. Unfortunately, that is the way the cookie crumbles. So there you go.
Lucas Keys now having to settle in and try and regain himself in what is the last few minutes.
So if you missed it, here it is right now. He goes for a lovely little stroll out in the park. There you go.
He's just trying to show the fans a bit of what the action is. That is Le Mans in a hypercar. Unfortunately, the fans probably getting a bit too close to the action there.
Probably a couple of ambulances need to be called for that one, but that's okay.
Yeah, definitely a few need to be called, but obviously Stevie Ty taking well advantage. That was Lucas Keys' mishap there just a bit earlier. So I imagine Stevie Ty is just going to be wanting to keep it nice and clean for these last few minutes. That is tonight's race.
Absolutely, and he is just doing that at the moment. Not going too crazy as we go to another replay. Not too sure who this is.
Keys there.
Oh, having a moment. Goes off the track. Almost has another spell as what he did before. And this is Ty coming down, going around Samuels, the LMP 3 cars. And just making his way around. Have you raced here before, Nathan?
Yeah, I have. I was fortunate enough to be involved in the practice race on Monday night. It was an interesting race, to say the least, for us in the GT3 cars. I personally had a bit of a just a hot lap session in the GT3s, but I had a few issues, but purely just off my own skill. I hit the old upshift and downshift at the same time and engaged neutral in a couple of corners near the end of the race. And it kind of opened the door to Belle there and kind of gave her the opportunity to gain a few positions. And I had a bit of a mishap on the last lap, getting a bit too wild on the loud pedal. Then unfortunately I had a bit of a Japanese drift moment with Lila Bell in the last chicane there, and I lost the rear end in the last corner, and I kind of nicked Layla Bell there, making her almost spin it, unfortunately. But I felt very, very, very sad for her in what race she had, and I just let her have the position. She had a very, very tough race, losing connection that time, and just had to let her have the position.
Yeah, absolutely. What a good sport you are, Nathan.
Oh, thank you
done
very much,
mate.
I wasn't there to win the race at all. I was just there to have a bit of fun to end the season, and unfortunately Layla Bell crept up on me, and I tried to have a good battle, but unfortunately didn't end the way it did.
Yeah. Stephen Ty, still on your screen now. He is leading the hypercars in the final 3 minutes of this race. Then Keys, then Murphy. Looking at the LMP2 cars, it is Papio, then McNeil, and then... Sorry, Ben, if you can do the thing with the names again. Oh, what a... I can't even read that anyway. You want to have a go at that one, Nathan? Number 3, LMP2 cars.
I think it's the Collini. I'm not too sure.
There you go.
Have to pull up. I think it's the Collini. Sorry, Damiano. I believe we commentated with you a couple of times, and absolute enjoyment that it is to commentate with you. I will say that. But yeah, absolutely brilliant driver that you are, sitting there happily in P3.
Yeah.
Over the LMP3s. He wasn't battling for the championship, but he certainly had an absolute grouse race. That is the final race of the season here for season 7 of the Thermaltake OOR Championship.
Absolutely.
And he's enjoying himself.
And we should also thank Thermaltake as well. I don't think we've said their name too much during the stream, but thank you to Thermaltake for making this all happen. Also, Lawrence in LMP 3 is leading there, then McNeil, then Samuels, Gibbons, and then Diabols, Reinhardt, Thistleweight, and then Rondinella, and then GT3, Talbot, Jacobs, and Rashudi is making your top 3 there. So it's been a pretty action-packed race as we get into the pointy bit of the race, and where everyone's mildly settled down into their own little grooves. And we just wait to just get our winners for the race. But it's been action-packed so far.
Yeah, pretty much. We're coming to, I think we might have one more lap ahead of us. As obviously Stephen Ty coming into the end of the Mulsanne Straight. I'm not too sure. I can't remember what the lap times are for the LMP3 cars, but I feel like we might be into our last race lap here. As I see now on one of our other monitors has been signaled to last lap for our GD3 cars. Obviously Lucas Keys definitely not having the greatest end of the race that he probably wanted. He probably wanted to get that P1 against Stevie Ty, but having a very, very unfortunate mishap, having that very, very big lockup just a few minutes ago, and giving Stevie Ty what looks like could be the race win for tonight.
Absolutely. Saying that, he's clawed back a little bit of time, was 4 to 3 seconds behind, now to about 2.4 seconds behind Stevie Ty, but I don't think it will be enough. Stevie Ty will go through and probably win for the hypercars as they come around to the final few corners. Keeps it nice and straight.
There might be an eye to watch out. We got 10 seconds left, so it looks like Stephen Ty will come across the finish line as our race winner as he come through the last sector here. We can already see Lucas Keys there in the background. So Stephen Ty hoping not to make a mistake in these last chicane here. And it looks like Stevie Ty is going to take the win of what is this race that was our mini Le Mans of OOR. And Stevie Ty taking that win in the hypercars and Lucas Keys happily behind him in P2. We know Lucas Keys would have wanted that P1. But Stevie Ty is taking that win in the hypercars. So we see Lawrence now taking that win in the P3s. He's going to happily take that championship win in the P3s. He's going to very much enjoy that win. He is happily faster than McNeil and Samuels. As we see now, I believe that is Papio coming through these last few corners of good old Le Mans, trying to keep it together. We know he's been absolutely happily in front, flashing lights as he come across into these last two chicanes of Le Mans. Circle de la Sarthe, if you will. That is my last French pronunciation of the night. And good old Papio taking the win of what is a very much well-earned win that is tonight.
Absolutely. Reinhardt crossing the line in 6th. Diabols taking 5th for the P2s. Let's look at Talbot now. He will win for the GT3s. Been keeping it just nice and consistent. That Ford Mustang has just looked perfect. Coming through the final corners now. And it is a massive congratulations to Talbot taking P1 for the GT3s.
Yeah,
So
certainly. As
good.
we as we see Stevie Ty there in the gravel trap, enjoying some donuts, enjoying what is the win of tonight's race. It's certainly been very, very chaotic.
And he has deserved it. Every little bit of that. The topsy-turvy, the fight with Benefield, and then Benefield just having a little bit of internet issues, and Vintner crossing the line in 4th for the hypercars. Jacobs crossing 2nd for the GT3s.
Certainly. What a race we've had tonight in front of us. We've had Benefield being absolutely miles ahead in the lead in the hypercars, and good on Australian internet just punching him in the gut and just sending him straight back to the pits, and Stevie Ty taking that win. But obviously having a bit of a mishap because he was behind Lucas Keys, but Lucas Keys having a huge lockup and gave Stephen Ty the win there. And we see Papio obviously very much enjoying what was the win in the LMP2s.
Absolutely. Did very well to secure that win. Stayed out of trouble pretty much most of the race. And Stephen Ty just continuing with the donuts. And why wouldn't you? He has worked hard to keep that car where it needs to be, and he has brought home the chockies.
Certainly, in Stephen Ty just turning tonight's race into a bit of a replay of Summer Nats 2026. Just letting her rip in the hypercars.
Absolutely. So who would be your driver of the race?
I don't know who to talk about. Cam Thistleway is certainly one that comes to mind. He had an absolute grouse battle with Gibbo and Shady Samuels and Diabols, but didn't get the result he wanted out of it. So Lawrence will be taking the P1 out of that, and Shady Samuels will be taking the better end of that, taking the P3s as Gibbo's now cruising along for his final lap in the LMP3s, and will probably be taking that P4. So I don't know, man. We've had too much action.
I don't think we could pick like just one driver. I think
we can't pick one. To be honest, we've had too much action with us tonight. As I see Benji packing it up for tonight,
absolutely
back in the main menu.
So appreciate it, Benny. Thank you for your graphics. Thank you to our race control and stewards. Thank you to the racers. It's been very entertaining. Thank you, Nathan, for putting up with me for the last 90 minutes. It's been amazing.
It's certainly been amazing, Brad, but certainly the action has not stopped. Because obviously we've hit the end of the season, that is OOR, but there is still a bit of racing to come to us, as obviously next week we'll have the 12 hours of Watkins Glens, happily sponsored by Thermaltake. So certainly keep an eye out for that next week, Saturday, for a happily good 12 hours of 10 to 10 of good old Australian time. So it'll definitely be one to keep an eye on. We've got quite a few very good drivers in that race, myself included, if I do say so. I don't know if you were wanting to keep yourself in that race, Brad, but it's certainly going to be one that you should definitely join in on.
Look, absolutely. And if I'm not racing in it, I'll definitely be keen to be on the mic for it. So thank you so much for your company, and we look forward to seeing you on another OOR race. Have a good night, everyone.